prep update is well needed, huh? This time you join me while I've already got my coffee. It's not that kind of morning. The dig has begun. You can probably tell in my face I feel a little bit more skeletal than usual, but the dig started now. And it feels, I think I say this every week, I feel a little bit more fatigued, Now I know what fatigue really means. This week, my legs just won't recover. I think both from leg training and cardio, my legs are just always sore now. And I know I'm getting lean because I'm sitting in this wooden chair. It's so painful on my ass. Like, the bones are just touching the wood, and it is like, by no means do I have walnut glutes yet, don't get me twisted, but for sure the fat's come off. My hindquarters, and yeah, so now it's strictly pillowed seating from now on. But we're good. We've hit some consecutive new low weigh-ins. The shape is really coming along. My last few posing sessions and check-ins have been fine. I'm very flat, which you would expect. Sim, president of WMBF Malaysia, said, like, if you're not flat, you're not going to place. And I think that's kind of accurate at this point. Like, to be flat 4 weeks out is A, to be expected, and B, a good sign that you're really tapping into body fat stores. So, that hits. So yeah, overall, very happy with how that's going. We've got to get some steps in. I'm sitting now drinking this coffee when I should be walking. So let's jump up and address some of the things that I want to talk about in the other part of the title of this video. So I wanted to talk about some of the bodybuilding things that I could call them hot takes or things that annoy me. But the first one I wanted to talk about is the idea that you shouldn't complain on prep. I kind of hate that. Yes, it's understood. We're in a privileged position to be able to prep in the first place, and we are very much, no one's forcing us to do this. So I understand, but come on. Like anything, it's just nice to have a moan, isn't it? It's just nice to complain, feel like the world's against you a little bit and just push back. Like, moaning about prep is part of the process. And yes, you can take it too far. And if you're constantly genuinely hating the process, maybe bodybuilding is not for you. But having a little complaint about how tired you are, having a little complaint about the cardio, it's all a bit of fun, and it helps release the pressure valve, let's face it. That's one of the things in bodybuilding where I see that bandied around a lot. Oh, you shouldn't complain, can't complain. Nah, you can complain. Go ahead. Go and have a moan. It's all right. Apologies for the absolute thirst trap while I make an omelette, but it's too hot in Dubai, and if I put the AC on, there's too much background noise. So this is what you have to cope with. The other bodybuilding cliche that bothers me is not having like any food focus, and that's now also like the taboo, like, oh, you shouldn't have any food focus. If you've got food focus, you're not taking it seriously enough, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, give over. Anyone who's been dieting an even respectable amount of time is gonna have some level of food focus on the back end. If you don't want at least a big meal when you finish your prep, I'm not saying it has to be completely dirty, but you're telling me you don't want to eat something that's like not been on your meal plan. There's taking it serious and there's taking it too serious, and I would say that's part of taking it too serious. I just fucked up that egg separation. From now on it's easy pickings. 2 holes. Yeah, you should allow yourself a bit of food focus, a bit of daydreaming. God knows we all need it when we're in the depths of cardio. You're gonna need to do some level of dreaming. And yes, I think it probably can go too far. Like, you don't want to be completely focused solely on food all the time. A little bit of just having a look at some food reels and some greasy burgers, it's not going to completely cause you to go into a state of orthorexia on the back end. You've got to relax. Key tip in prep, a little bit of cottage cheese to your omelette is not only going to boost up its protein, but the texture is out of this world. 1% cottage cheese, and the difference it makes to the omelette is perfect. Ugh, cottage cheese on its own is rank, but salt and pepper, cook it up, love it. Right, I'm gonna eat this, and it's posing time. Here we have final product with some seaweed on the side. So the biggest struggle I have in my posing right now is whether to hit this front pose, which definitely my waistline is better, but perhaps my top line suffers, or this front pose. Let me know in the comments where there's a bit more top line, but my abs are a different shape, and perhaps a little blocky. A lot of shirt off content in this vlog. Let me correct that. Okay, that's better. So the next thing that bothers me, you've definitely seen this being going around social media. I've posted about it a couple of times, but I didn't want to become a React channel. But this like crazy ultra low volume crowd that has got really popular for some reason. The thing that annoys me about it is that, and I hate to use an argument from authority, all these kids preaching about it are about 155 pounds soaking wet. They haven't actually built any muscle, but they're claiming that this is the best way to build muscle. And it seems to be all in the name of fatigue management. You can grow from 1 set, you can grow from 2 sets per week. Yeah, you can, but is that the fastest way to grow? Can you grow the most from 1? Because we know from a lot of the meta-analysis that have come out, and funny enough from the talk Eric Helms gave in Malaysia, volume's almost kind of a little bit linear. And yes, there becomes then a practical element of like how much volume can you actually do in the week, time-wise. But generally speaking, and this is a huge generalization, but the more volume you do, the more you grow. So if you can do more, you probably should do more. And then it comes down to a more fundamental thing for me. I saw a reel of one guy talking about his arm training. And he did some tricep push down. He goes, I'm gonna stop there because I don't wanna get a massive pump in my triceps. You don't wanna get a pump, bro? What happened to lifting to feel good and feel awesome? That's part of it for me, is even if 1 set is just not satisfying, that's not a satisfying training session for me. I want to do 2, 3, I rarely do 4 sets these days, but I definitely want to do at least 2. And then in the week, only 2? No, let's get that frequency up and train more frequently. This whole low volume thing is really wild. And what's really funny is I'm preaching about it. I don't even program like crazy high volume. I think the most I've really ever programmed for myself or clients is topping out around 18 to 20 sets, which considering the research goes up to 30 sets, 40 sets in some papers, but that's probably a bit extreme, 30 sets. You know, there would be room to maneuver there, but most of my programming is between 10 to 15 sets per week. So it's not like I'm preaching a really high volume thing, but if you're doing 2 sets per week, if you doubled that and did 4, is that really gonna cause so much more fatigue? No, but you're gonna get double the volume. It's an uphill battle. I don't think I'm ever gonna win at it, but speaking of training, I've gotta go and do push. So let's eat another meal and go for it. So we're in a different gym today. I've had the pleasure of coming down to train us at the last, well, I've only been here once for this push workout, but all the nice Atlantis equipment for push, so it's kind of perfect. Push B is permanently in this gym now, which is a nice change of pace for a start, but also, yeah, the Atlantis stuff is just, for push especially, is so nice. Gonna write the workout down nearly at the back end of my delightful twice workout log, get everything logged, make it progressive on last time, and we're gonna hammer it. I always like to start with a bit of a lateral raise, just because, I mean, men's physique, I need more delts. It's still, I mean, I've been hammering my delts so much, and they've definitely improved, but still a weak point. I see guys just with those like really bubbly delts and like good separation. I've never really had good separation here as well, so man, I just got to keep building them. Obviously, 4 weeks out, I'm not really building any muscle, but I want to try and hold on to everything I've got. This is what we really came for, the Atlantis incline. This thing is, like, even prime incline presses don't beat this. It's the real deal. Let's see what we manage. So then we also have this one. It's Atlantis chest fly, which I normally wouldn't really program. When you go on the whole evidence-based checklist of what makes a good exercise, it has like kind of none of it. No bracing, stability is pretty poor, direction of the line of pull on the muscle fibers, unless you want like a lot of costal chest, it's not really that great, but it does the one thing that we come and train for. Feels fucking good. Like, it makes your chest pump. You feel like you're really doing something, and can't really quantify that sometimes. So anyway, let's get into it. That's the clip. So the only other problem with this gym is that the dip machine here is booty cheeks. It's terrible. There's no belt or there's no way of clamping yourself in, so trying to lift anything above your body weight is not doable. And it bottoms out way too early if you've got long arms like me. We're gonna try and do Atlantis flat with the close grip. Try and make it a bit more tricep dominant. Let's see how we go. Job done. Push speed done. I actually have 2 more exercises to do, but they are, luckily they're just on cable machines that I have in the other gym, and my client is on the way now, so I have a session to do, and I'll just tack on those extra 2 exercises, lateral raise, another lateral raise variation, and another tricep variation just to polish everything off. But that's it. Push speed done. Really happy with that workout actually. It's so good in that gym with those machines. It's spot on. Right. Let's drink a protein shake. I still have cardio to do as well, so onward. And that is it. Long day, great Friday, great way to finish the week. Really big scale weight moves this week, which was nice. Visually, I don't feel like so much change. Like I've talked about in previous vlogs, like next week, typically if I have like a big visual change week, I don't get much scale weight change. If I have a big scale weight change week, typically not much visual change. Just have to hope the next week will be better, but pleased with 6 consecutive low days in a row. The training performance held up there. It's just my legs. My legs are so tired now. The cardio is tough, it's a hustle, but we're getting through it, and that's what's important. I mustn't really complain. I'm gonna finish the day looking for some board shorts actually. So, although the red ones that I've been practicing in a lot are nice, I want to have a second pair, I think. So if you can recommend another color, definitely drop a comment. Other than that, 4 weeks out, everything is now getting to the pointy end of things, and I'm very excited to just keep pushing. But yeah, the goal over the weekend will be to rest, relax, and push even harder next week, I'm sure. Word on the street is that the expenditure will be going up. Calories might even be coming down even more, let's see. But I got it. I'm happy to do whatever in the run-up to the show. I think peak week is gonna be really, really interesting. But first we need to get into a position to earn the peak week. And that's the key. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.